Hello, welcome or welcome back. In today's class, we will start on the back. It's an investigation, personal exploration. Best to follow along on the back. Yes, so take a moment to come to rest on your back. And then bring your feet to standing. So your knees are bent, the knees pointing towards the ceiling, the feet are standing. And then with your feet push against the floor in a direction that pushes your spine upwards. So the mechanics is you push with the feet on the floor, you lean stronger against the floor, and the push moves up. If you would push any harder, you would push your upper body on the floor. You would move up through the room, but don't push that hard. Just the idea that you push up and then you stop pushing up. And we do this movement to have an opportunity to feel something, to sense something, to explore this movement of where do you put your feet in the first place? Do you put your feet far away from the pelvis or close to the pelvis? Do you spread your feet wide? Where do you point your toes to? What's the best place for your feet to push up your spine or rock your spine even, so you start to push and stop and start and stop, so your spine is rocking like a bag or a water balloon. You're rocking your spine a bit and then stop again. And we also want to try the other direction downwards. It's like you grip the floor with your feet and you pull yourself downwards. So you try to drag your upper body downwards mm, towards your feet, but your feet are pulling. So where do you have to place your feet? So it's very much an exploration, isn't it? It's not an instruction, but uh, in, in a way, it is, of course, an instruction, but an instruction to find out where do you have to place your feet in order to be able to pull yourself downwards, as if you would like to drag your upper body on the floor, slide your upper body on the floor and let go again, as opposed to upwards. So play with both directions to pull your spine, your chest, your whole torso, including your shoulders. Maybe the shoulders might rest on the floor, right? They might stay where they are, and the upper body is moving in between your shoulders. Yes, so the arms are just lying there on the floor, and when you push or pull with your feet, the arms are resting and your upper body is moving, or the rest of your body, the actual skeleton, together with your legs. So that's for the first movement. And where did you find is the best place for your feet for that? And then we take a short rest again. And this in itself could be a nice exercise in a physical therapy kind of environment, or even a yoga class, just for self-exploration. But we use more movements, we add more movements, we make that a sequence to be able to discover more. So now again, stand your feet. And this time when you push so again, push with your feet against the floor, but in a different way. Now relax your spine, which means the push is not transferred up to your head, but the push is translated into a rolling of your pelvis. So your pelvis rolls backwards and your lower back is pushing against the floor, and maybe even the pelvis, or the tailbone, the lowest bone of your spine, starts to lift off the floor. So the pelvis rolls backwards. It's a roll, and your spine, let your spine be very, very flexible, so you can feel The spine is flexible, the feet are pushing, the pelvis is rolling backwards, you're leaning more against your lower ribs, and maybe your pelvis is lifting a little bit, so you're leaning more against the lowest part of your torso, maybe. Hmm? How is that? A pelvic roll. Your pelvic rolls backwards. The push you produce with your feet doesn't result in a push of the entire spine, but in a rolling of the pelvis, a rolling and lifting of the pelvis. Very different movement, even though your feet are still pushing, but you start to use your spine in a different way. So you don't stiffen your spine, but you relax your spine so that your pelvis can roll and your pelvis can be lifted. And feel that in detail, one vertebra at a time, or you can one segment, or maybe 1 inch at a time. What is the measurement of rolling your pelvis? Or where do you lean against on the floor? Do you feel still a push up to your head, even though you're just rolling your pelvis? And the other direction, but this time you don't grapple with your feet, you don't pull with your feet on the floor, but you might find that it's more a bit of a lifting of the feet. And when you start to lift the feet and you let your spine be loose and relaxed, your pelvis is rolling downwards and your back might arch. And where do you place your feet now? So when you roll your pelvis, initiate it from your legs, so you push your feet or you lift your feet in order to make your pelvis roll and your spine become flexible and very loose. Where is a good place to stand your feet? Okay, and then take a short rest. We have tried two very distinct methods, pushing the stiff spine and then rolling the pelvis with a relaxed spine. But we also have to ask the question for symmetry. Did this push go up straight or more to the left or more to the right? Let's have a look at this again. So stand your feet and start to either push your spine, rock your spine, or relax your spine and roll your pelvis. And try to feel, are you rolling more on the left side of the spine or on the right side of your spine? Is the push or the roll going straight up towards your head and down to your feet, or is it a little bit lopsided? What is happening? Is one side more flexible than the other? And it has to be. One side, sure, is used differently than the other. Let's investigate that by extending your left leg. So extend your left leg long on the floor and only your right foot is standing. And now push only with your right foot and see, where does this push go to? Can you make this push go up towards your head? Can you make the push go up towards your left shoulder? Or can you make a push so that your pelvis rolls to the left? Different trajectories. Do you have this control of your body? How much can we control of the body? That's a good question. Can we control such movements? Push with your right foot against the floor to roll your pelvis either to the left or up, or push your pelvis. So what can you do? Where can you direct this force you're creating by pushing with your right foot against the floor? and try different places for your right foot. The right foot closer to your left leg or further away, and see, okay, so there's many things you can change, and every little change you make results in a different push or a different way of using yourself. Like a baby, as babies, we spend the whole day, every waking minute, exploring movements. And now we take a little time out as adults to go back to that stage of learning, and in a more systematic fashion, we explore movements and what they do, and we are surprised, oh, this feels really good, or this really relaxes us, or this makes us stronger, makes us more stable. So where can you direct the push? In what way? And feel free to explore. Left leg is long, right foot is standing, the rest is up to you. If you do it really, really slowly, 1 push per minute, how does this influence your breathing? Or you push faster, 1 push per second. Does your head roll? Where is your head being pushed to? Does your head roll backwards or to the left or to the right? Then we take a short break, extend your right leg again. See how you're resting now on your back after this asymmetric use of yourself. Stand both feet again and push again with both feet, or pull with both feet, or lift both feet. Roll your pelvis or push your spine and see how does this feel now. We have worked for a few short minutes only on one side. So maybe you have a quite different feeling in your lower back or in the middle of your back, just because we have been using ourselves a little bit asymmetrically for 1 or 2 minutes. And think about, wow, what that means for our entire life if we specialize in something, or if you do something only on one side a lot. Now we want to even that out, of course. So uh, extend your right leg and have your left foot standing. Yes. And then start to push with your left foot and explore that. Where does this push go to? Turn the pelvis, push the head, roll the pelvis. Just depends. What do you make of the push? And where do you place your left foot? Where's a good spot, or a really, really not favorable spot to place your left foot? So where's a good location to push your spine or to roll your pelvis for your left foot? You can stiffen your spine and see how you can push yourself when you really stiffen up, or if you really relax your spine. Can you reach every spot in your back in between your shoulder blade, your right shoulder blade, your left one, the middle of your back. Can you push towards the exact middle of your back? Allow your head to roll left, right, up, depending on where you push. Or maybe you also try pulling. And get an internal image of where your pelvis is rolling towards, what is different in the mechanics when only your left leg is standing. Or compare, have your right foot standing and your left leg extended. As we're already in the last part, in evening out the movement, you can change from having your right foot standing and your left leg long, or your left foot standing and your right leg long. See how your sides compare. Or maybe you're more skillful on one side than the other. And then finally have both feet standing again. And now we know a lot more, we feel a lot more. Great refresher. How is it when you push with both feet, or you pull with both feet, or you push with one foot more than the other? So you can push to one side, you can push to the ribs of your left side, or push to the ribs of your right side. You can roll your head by pushing one foot more than the other, right? Can roll the head to the right when you push with your right foot. Roll your head to the left when you push with your left foot. You can rock your spine by stiffening your spine, or you can roll your pelvis by letting your spine be loose. You can roll your pelvis in the exact middle, and now you can feel, you have really a feeling for, do you push up straight, or do you push up more to the left, more to the right? Do you push up in a little curve? You can try the same thing with your legs long, so extend both legs and rock your body with both legs extended. So both legs are down, and you bend and flex your ankles and rock with your heels, with the back of your heels on the floor. You rock your upper body. You can place your legs in different positions. So now we have a lot of variety from the structured little movements we had in the beginning. If you try this exercise on your own, you can also turn around on your front side, experiment on your front side or in side lying. But in today's video, we will leave it at lying on the back. Just a few variations to give you a few ideas to play for yourself with this movement of pushing your spine, or rocking your pelvis, which of course is very important when we get up and when we walk. And the older we get, the more the risk of falling. Falling will be more risky. So many people tend to stiffen up the spine, which makes it even worse. And with an exercise like this, just lying on the back, rocking and pushing, we can remind ourselves of being flexible, of being able to move the spine while we stand and walk. So let's have a little rest on your back. Take a rest on your back. Just enjoy how you're resting now. And then, since this is a video, we can't rest too long. We need to get up, and let's see how it is in standing and walking. How does this push and rocking and rolling translate to standing? Take a moment to arrive in standing. Yes, and now the pelvis is balancing, the spine is balancing. We're up in space, in the air, not in the water. We're in the air. And when we walk, our spine can respond to the push and the pull. The push mainly of our feet, the push goes up somewhere to the head. Yes, can you imagine when you were lying down, you felt this push, and now you're standing. And when you walk, your spine can swing and respond to the feet. Where you place your feet, where is a good place to place a foot, and then push up with the foot, something we practice in lying down on the back. And now we're standing, and instead of stiffening yourself when you walk, and try not to fall and just move the feet, which you can see in the streets when people get older, you can try to stay flexible and respond to the unevenness of the floor, to respond to every new step. All right, with that in mind, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your support. Only your support makes these videos possible. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.